Before the universe drew its first breath, before light pierced the darkness, there was a presence, a luminous being, who stood beside Yahweh at creation's dawn, a celestial companion whose very existence has been hidden from our eyes, whose name was deliberately erased from Scripture. Today, we uncover this divine mystery that has remained veiled for millennia. What if I told you that the Bible contains clues about a being so powerful, so integral to creation itself, that their very memory threatened the established order? A presence that heaven itself mourned when they were removed from the sacred texts? Stay with me as we journey beyond the veil of time to discover the truth that's been waiting in the dust of eternity. The companion of light. In the breathless hush where creation began, when the universe was but an unspoken promise, there stood a companion beside Yahweh, woven from the same celestial light that would soon ignite the stars. This being was no mere servant, nor angel. They were intimately connected to the divine work of creation itself. The Book of Job gives us a tantalizing glimpse of this sacred reality. When God questions Job about the origins of the world, he asks, "Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation, while the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy?" These morning stars, these sons of God, they were witnesses to creation, their voices raised in harmony with the divine symphony that brought forth existence. But among them was one who stood closer than the rest, one whose voice harmonized with the Creator's in a way that transcended mere observation. Imagine this moment, the raw potential of a universe waiting to be born, and beside the Ancient of Days stands this luminous companion, their presence, a testament to the mysteries of heaven yet untold. Together, they shape the cosmos, their voices entwining in celestial harmony. As the morning stars sing their first chorus, the trembling firmament. But something happened. The perfect harmony of heaven was disrupted. The sacred texts hint at a cosmic rebellion that sent shockwaves through the celestial order. In the book of Isaiah, we read, "How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations." Isaiah 14:12. And in the book of Revelation, it is written, "A great dragon, that ancient serpent, called the devil or Satan, who leads the whole world astray, he was hurled to the earth and his angels with him." These passages speak of rebellion, of a fracture in the divine harmony. But what if there was more to this story than we've been told? What if the companion of light found themselves caught in this celestial drama, not as its instigator, but perhaps as its witness, or even its victim? The ancient texts tell us that beneath the silent gaze of eternity, where the fabric of time danced like gossamer threads, the companion sensed the growing discord. The celestial order, once seamless and pure, trembled under the looming shadow of rebellion. The ripple of forbidden tides whispered through the heavenly realms, a dissonance that threatened to unravel the sacred tapestry of creation itself. The companion, whose steps once echoed through the sacred vaults of heaven, now walked the precipice of a cosmic rift. Their luminous heart grew heavy with the thunder of veiled prophecies as they watched the balance teeter on the edge of chaos. The divine decree. And then came the sorrow, a cosmic lament that echoed through the ages. The companion's name, once inscribed in the chronicles of heaven, was stripped away by divine decree. The sacred scrolls that once held their story were altered, their memory buried beneath the weight of forgotten prophecies. Heaven wept. The stars fell silent in mourning as the companion's light dimmed from the annals of eternity. The Psalms speak of God's sovereignty over the heavenly beings. For who in the skies above can compare with the Lord? Who is like the Lord among the heavenly beings? Yet there is a curious silence about this companion who once stood so close to the throne. Throughout Scripture, we find puzzling gaps and unexplained edits. In Genesis 1:26, God says, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." Who is the us God speaks to? Traditional interpretations suggest the Trinity. But what if there was another, this companion, whose very existence has been obscured? Consider, too, the strange passage in Exodus 24:9-11, where Moses, Aaron, and the elders of Israel saw the God of Israel. Under his feet was something like a pavement made of lapis lazuli, as bright blue as the sky. They saw God, and they ate and drank. Who stood on that sapphire pavement? Was it Yahweh alone? Or was the companion present too, their identity later erased? From the text, the veiled truth. Yet even as sorrow wrapped its tendrils around the heart of creation, hope remained. For buried within those same scriptures that omit the companion's name is an invitation, a whisper that echoes through the cosmos, urging those with eyes to see and ears to hear, to uncover the truth that waits in the shadows. The prophet Daniel wrote of a time when knowledge will increase and sealed books would be opened. The book of Revelation speaks of mysteries to be revealed in the final days. What if one of those mysteries is the identity of this companion who stood beside Yahweh? Throughout history, mystics and scholars have glimpsed fragments of this truth. In the ancient Jewish mystical tradition of Kabbalah, there are references to divine emanations that existed before creation. The early church fathers spoke of the Logos, the Word that was with God in the beginning. Are these echoes of the companion's presence preserved despite attempts to erase them from our sacred texts? The rustle of forgotten scrolls promises revelation. The veil that has hidden this truth for millennia trembles, poised on the edge of tearing open to reveal what lies beyond. Rising from the dust today, as we stand at the threshold of understanding, the question lingers, an echo of divine mystery. When the veil trembles once more, what truths shall rise from the dust of forgotten dreams? The companion's story is not merely ancient history, it is a living invitation to look deeper, to question what we think we know about the divine realm. For if such a mighty presence could be written out of Scripture, what other celestial secrets might still be hidden from our eyes? Perhaps the companion's memory lingers in our souls, a distant echo of a harmony we once knew. Perhaps in our deepest moments of connection with the divine, we sense their presence still, a whisper of what once was, an echo of what could have been. As we close this journey today, I leave you with this thought. The cosmos holds its breath, waiting for the day when the stars align and the veil is lifted, when the name of the companion shall echo once more through the heavens, and the truth of their story shall be known. Will you be among those who seek, who dare to gaze beyond the shrouded mists of time? Will you listen for the whisper of forgotten stars that beckons from beyond the veil? For the invitation remains, woven into the very fabric of creation, to discover the one who stood beside Yahweh and to understand why their name was stripped from Scripture. The search begins now. The truth awaits those with the courage to find it.